Good day, my name is Hans Theo Frankel. Today is August the 1st, 2015. I'm going to demonstrate how to convert ordinary chess, war chess, to peace chess. And this is done simply by exchanging or swapping pieces instead of beating pieces. In other words, pawn takes pawn becomes pawn swaps place with pawn. If we continue in this manner, we shall see that black comes to stand where white is and white by black. Here we show that each player has a staff, a verge in his hand, the symbol of the power of the player, the king. Here the opening moves are made. These are simple moves. But very soon it appears that the pawns on either side step in the power line of the bishops. And then the bishops exchange place with the pawns, and instead of beating them, they receive a coronet, a crown, to distinguish them as laureates. These become peace laureates, and these peace laureates have the same power as the queen. In other words, we're making new queens, because in chess, when a pawn reaches the back row, it is converted automatically to the highest piece, the queen. Here we utilize this rule, which is legitimate chess, although it is not done usually. But here we see that we use this very rule to convert war chess to peace chess. Every time we use our intellect, we can use it for constructive or destructive purposes. Chess is called the master of intellectual games by some, the grand master of all games, the granddaddy of all games, because all games are based on the principle that one party wins and the other loses. But nobody really likes to lose. Is it not possible, and here we show that it is verily possible, that both sides can win simultaneously, so that at the end of the game, both players can say, "We have become friends." The objective of our game was to gain the place, the land of the other player. The blacks want the territory of the whites, and the whites want the territory of the blacks. And this is precisely what they get. So they are not being duped. On the contrary, they are being rewarded for their excellence in thinking, for their cooperative thinking. Here we see an example of symbiosis. It is the resurrection, every time, of a piece. Instead that the pawn or the knight or the bishop dies, sacrifices himself or is being sacrificed, he is resurrected. He stands up alive and well on the place of his would-be killer. If we apply this idea to our life, then we can see that the story in the gospel is reality. We know from the gospel that Christ was crucified on the cross, and on the third day he rose from the dead. Testimonies are given of hundreds of people who have seen him, who have heard him, who have touched him. There is thus life after death, and this we show symbolically, metaphorically, in this chess game. Now, it is not the intention of me to undo chess as a game, on the contrary, but to show that everything has its reverse, and that we can overturn or correct our hostile thinking and make it into peaceful, cooperative thinking. To create a world with people that are brothers. You see, the queen lowers a pawn, gives her power to a lowly pawn. What are we? Are we not all lowly pawns in this world? And do we not all desire to receive the good, the beautiful, happiness? Why then, share your happiness with others. Do good to those who threaten you. Yes, you say, but if they don't do it, then you must suffer. But if you show them in game form this example, maybe, by the grace of God, they will be convinced. Because is not every man subject to death and dying? Even the murderer will have to account for his deeds. Every man, when he dies, must account for his deeds in this so short sojourn in life, this pilgrimage from here to eternity. And this is what we metaphorically show here. So it is not a destruction of chess, but it is in fact an upgrading of chess. You can now play chess or new chess to make people happy, to make people understand we are friends. We are not enemies any longer. And we hope that the politicians shall see this and that they will concoct a conspiracy so that world peace one day will become a reality. This is my mission in life, and I hope that I can ignite a flame in your intellect, in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, that you become a peace player also. Just like these little wooden figures here on the chessboard in front of you. Only a few pieces remain to be exchanged. Yes, as they exchange place with one another, so we will be exchanged. Our temporal life will become eternal life. And may that eternal life be an eternal life of peace and happiness, like we show here on the chessboard. This is, in essence, the story that I am showing you metaphorically. With totally regular chess moves, according to the ICF, International Chess Federation. Although chessmen, knowing chess masters, have assured me that it could not be done, I demonstrate here that it can be done. The inversion, the reciprocal way of thinking, peace thinking, cooperative thinking, We want a world of culture, not a world of hostility. And if these chess pieces would be people, I can imagine they would indeed be very glad to remember that they have helped one another reach the other side, reach the land of milk and honey, life everlasting, life eternal, life with happiness. The last pieces, according to the rules, are now retiring, realizing themselves in their legal place. And white opened and black closes. Black makes the last move. Now all the pieces are in. And then the final move of friendship, the king and the queen dances on both sides. And this is the end of the game. Thank you.